All right, I'm gonna make this little quick video of a problem that we had on this car. As you guys know, I'm trying to make another full restoration on this vehicle that we bought with Jose about 2 years ago, and we were gonna restore it ourselves. And the car came out beautiful, turned out beautiful. There'll be another video about it, but this video it's about uh, let's say 2000 Honda Civic. He had this problem where the car was finished, we drove it around, and the car bogged really bad. Like, it bogged, you know. You're driving and then you give it gas, it's idling fine, and you drive it around and it runs fine, but every now and then the car just, like, it dropped its nose. Like, it didn't want to go and it didn't want to go. It doesn't have a catalytic converter, so we thought, probably, the fuel pressure or something's wrong with fuel. We replaced the fuel pump. It had a big 255 pump in it. We put a stock one back on because we were like, maybe that pump is too much for the injectors. It's stock injectors. Nothing. So this thing had B16 injectors. So then we threw some B20 injectors and nothing. It did the same thing. Your car idles fine. You're driving and then it just dropped its nose. You floor it and it does nothing. It just stays like at 1500 RPM even though you're flooring it. You let go of the gas and then let it idle and then give it revs, and then it revs good again. So it was fighting us. We tried another ECU. We had a stock P28. We tried a P72, and we had codes for, the O2 sensor, the secondary O2 sensor, the NOx sensor, and we still kept having issues. We replaced the fuel pressure regulator. We replaced the fuel filter. We checked all the lines, we bled all the lines, we put air through all the lines. Everything was fine. We had good pressure on the fuel, on the return line. We couldn't figure it out. We couldn't connect the OBD2. There was no check engine lights. Everything seemed fine. We connect the OBD2 scanner, but it wouldn't read because this car is converted to OBD1. It has a jumper harness. We just couldn't figure out the problem. We were stumped. We thought the grounds were wrong or bad. We checked all the grounds. We're missing a ground here. And we thought that was it. We added that ground and the car made no difference. It idled fine. And then all of a sudden, like I said, we take it for a test drive and it won't go. It won't go. Long story short, the best thing we could have done, Marco came out with the idea, why don't we just throw that S300 on it and we can data log it, see what it's doing. So we did. We threw an S300 in it, Honda S300. You can connect to the laptop with the USB port. We threw that on there, and then right away he found it. He's like, bro, this thing is pumping 17 bolts. And we're like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, dude, this thing has either a bad alternator or something's going on with the alternator. We came over and we unplugged the wire that comes from the alternator. I'm not sure you can catch it, but at the moment, as soon as we disconnected it, this thing arced big time. And when we disconnected it, the car was running on 12 volts and it revved fine again. And we drove it around with the alternator disconnected from there, and we drove it around and the car runs good. Long story short, it made us scratch our heads, and the alternator turned out to be bad. Although it looked good, and I saved them because most of the times I save them when they're good. I don't remember where it came from because they're in a box, and I don't recall anything about it. So long story short, the whole time it was the alternator. After we replaced so many stuff in it, it all turned out to be just a bad alternator. So if you don't have an S300 and you bump into something like this, fastest thing to do, get a multimeter and it'll read you. We checked it with the multimeter. Sure enough, right there, it was reading 17 point something volts, almost 18 volts. When we disconnected that wire that comes from the alternator, the battery was reading 12 volts already. And we took it for the test drive and the car ran good. What was happening is everything was seeing 17 volts. The injectors were seeing 17 volts. Computer, luckily we didn't fry it, was reading 17 volts. And right now it has a chip P28 with the Type R base map on it. The car runs amazing. That's all that was to it. So if you're having issues with something like that, always start with that, because it was something simple, but it made us change this, change that, change that. You know, it never had a check engine light. It never threw a check engine light for that. Right now, everything's fine. Car runs amazing, and it's ready for the new owner to come pick it up. So, just a quick advice: always start with something like that. If we would have started, but we never knew. I mean, that's why I'm sharing this with you guys. Start with reading your voltage. With multimeter, read your voltage. If your car's stock, you can plug your OBD2 port, and it'll tell you how many volts it's reading. In this case, those 70 volts were interrupting the injectors, who knows, the ECU, all the sensors, because everything runs on 12 volts. TPS, map sensor, idle air control, everything reads 12 volts. This thing was cranking 17 volts, and it interrupt everything. And it re-idled fine. It was only when you would give it gas, it didn't know how to react. Everything, the whole map would look crazy. Like the map sensor read wrong, the throttle read it wrong. As soon as you touch the throttle, everything fluctuated, everything read wrong. So hopefully it helps somebody out there. If you're having that issue where your car bogs, who you never know, you can start with that. Simple. Check it, reads 12 volts, discard it, you have something else. But in my case, it was that alternator that made me chase my tail for days, and sensors, this, that, and turned out to be the alternator. So hopefully it helps somebody else out there, and any questions, let me know. Maybe I can answer them through the comments. So stay tuned, more videos coming soon.